DIY, we need of course our tumbling tile blocks. We are going to need our glue gun because this is the fastest, and of course if you use wood glue it always takes a little bit longer. We are going to make two little cute chairs, but I'm going to make one together with you so you can do it step by step. We are going to first make the here in the Netherlands we call it sitting. That means the part where you are sitting on. So we are going to use 3 blocks like this, and we're going to place them against each other like this. And we are going to do the third one. And again, place it against each other like this. Squeeze it. And of course, remove our glue. Now we need 2 blocks and we are going to glue them on top of here. But you see already, if I show it to you with 1 block, if I am fitting this correctly, you see already on the underside it is a little bit too short. But in this, when you make a chair, it's really easy to work away, because if you're going to do it, I show it to you later. So we're going to do both blocks, especially in the straight line on this front, and we are going to do here the same, and then I will show you like this. Again, straight line in front. So we get on the underside 2 pieces which are not totally straight. Maybe you have blocks which are straight, but here I come a little bit too short, but because I have legs on the back side, they can easily fall into here. So that's really not a set of how do you call it? I don't know how you call it. Leave it. What I'm going to do right now, so we have already the part we are sitting on. Now we're going to make the front legs, and we are going to use 3 blocks like this. So we do on this block, we are going to do here some glue, and on this side some glue like this. And we are going to place 1 block in this way and 1 block in this way like this. And again, squeeze it and remove your glue, and also over here squeeze it. And now you already have the front of your seat. Now we're going to need the back side first. What we're going to do, we are going to take 3 blocks like this. We're going to glue them together on the tops like this, and we're going to do the 3rd block like this, and again squeeze it. And you see already I take a little bit more glue because I want to make sure that our chair is not falling out of each other like this. What we're going to do again, 3 blocks like this, and we are going to place it and press it down like this. And the last one, of course, like I always said in our other DIY, if this is taking a little bit too long for you, just go ahead and just skip forward. I understand, but of course I hope you stay here. And if you make also DIYs with tumbling tile blocks, just let me know in the comments down below, and maybe you can send me a picture on our email address, because you can find it of course in our description box. So go ahead and mail it to us. We would love to see it. Of course, what we're going to do before we glue this together, I take 3 blocks, and what I'm going to do with the 3 blocks, because these are the legs from the behinds, we are going to do 1 on top like this. I place it over here and just squeeze it and press it down like this. This is 1. We are going to do the other one exactly on the other side of this block like this. I showed it to you a little moment. I showed you a little bit closer like this. Of course we have to get our, and now we could do the last block, and we place it a little bit in the middle of the 2nd block like this. So now I have it glued on. Now I show you. You see I have it 1 on top, 1 on the other side, on the other end of the 1st block, and from the 2nd block we do 1 in the middle. And we need to do this first before we're going to glue our legs like this on top of each other, or else it will be very difficult to get it placed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on this side, on this side, and on this side, like this, and then place it against each other and squeeze it until it is dried up. And I showed you right now, so you can see easily how it is made. You see, like this. This is the seat, and this is the front of our seat. Just 3 blocks. It's very easy to make. What we're going to do, we are going to take the seat, and then we're going to place some glue on the front. So not on the pieces which are too short, like this. See, not on this side, but we're going to do on the front side, which is totally straight. So I'm going to do some glue like this on the front, and I'm going to place this one on top of here, like this, and be sure that you have it in the middle, and like this, and I have to squeeze it. And now you see, now you have already the front and the seat together, so it is very easy, like this. And you still see, we still have the parts which are a little bit too short, but that's totally fine, because now he's totally fitting inside of the back side of our chair. And what I'm going to do, I'm doing some glue on here, some glue on here, and then I'm going to place it exactly on the line of the first block over here. So I show it to you like here, and we are going to do this one over here, and now I'm going to place it inside of here. And of course we have to make sure that we have it in a straight line, like this, and I have to squeeze it. And you see already we have our chair, and now you don't see anymore that the pieces were too short, like this. And I think he looks already very cute. But this one you also find a lot of them on Pinterest. So if you want to make another one, you can find them on Pinterest. But of course I want to make mine a little bit more unique. So what we're going to do, this is a little bit of the smaller one, but we can also make the legs a little bit longer, so we get a longer chair, or a higher chair. But first we're going to make some sides for the arms. You can lay your arms on top of here. Normally, of course, we don't place our arms on a little chair, but I'm going to do some glue on one side of the blocks, like this. And then I'm going to place this one against it, like this, squeeze it real hard, and of course I will get the glue away, like this. This is one. Now we're going to take again, do one of the sides with glue, and again lay it against each other, like this, and squeeze it real hard, like this. And now we have 2 places for our, I don't even know how you call it in English, for your arms. Here in the Netherlands we call it an armleuning. So the Dutch word of the day will be, a chair is stoel, and of course this will be armleuning. I don't know how you call it in English, but I will look it up. We are going to glue this one on top of here. So I'm going to do some glue on this side, and on the underside, like here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to place it in the middle, like here. I have to look if I am placing it on the right spot, like this. I show to you in a moment a little bit closer. And I have to remove the glue, because or else it is dried up. And I have a lot of work to get it away later, like this. And you see already, now we have one arm. I don't know how you call it in English. At least you see, you know what I mean. And this is already one, and now we're going to place the other one. Of course, if you look already, we will place this one over here. And that makes a little bit more unique piece for our arms. And we're going to do again on the back side and on the underside like here. And we're going to place it again, like I said, over here, and on the back side we glue it together. And of course I have to be sure that I place it right. Squeeze it again like this. And you see, now we have our own little, yeah, it looks almost like a rocking chair. Maybe you can do something under it and then you can have your own rocking chair. But I am really loving how this little chair turned out. So one chair is already finished. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make the second one, but don't worry, don't worry. I won't do it in front of camera. I will do it out of camera, so you won't be very bored. So don't worry. I hope you already make one for yourself. I'm going to make the second one and then we're going to do the next step. Ta-da! You see already, now we have two cute little chairs. And before we're going to paint them or wax them, I am going to make little signs for in our chair. But of course, you know me, that will be always very easy signs. So I'm going to do again a block like this, place it together, squeeze it again, and we're going to do the third one like this, and we're going to do this another part too, so like this. So this is already one. We are going to do the second one, and later I will take you to my computer and we are going to make our own little unique sign. And you will find the signs of the prints, of course, in our free printable. You always find in our description box, on the description box from Decoeasy, and of course for my channel, all about Christmas. There you find also all year round seasonal decor. That can be Valentine, it can be Easter, it can be anything, but a lot of Christmas around the Christmas season. So you see, we already have two little back sides of our sign. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do everything in the furniture wax. I already have my antique furniture wax on here, and we are going to do the chairs and of course the two signs with some furniture wax. But like I said, always you can do any color you like. If you have more with brown or more with green or red or something else which is fitting for your decor. Maybe if you like for the Valentine season, you can even do it, like I said, in the red color or white color. Do whatever you think is right. I just give you always an inspiration, but everything is free. You can do anything you like. And of course, I like already the rusty color, so I will do everything in this color. I did let my furniture wax dry in for a little hour, just the same like I did with my napkin holder. And of course, I'm going to take a piece of kitchen towel and I'm just going to go over all the pieces of my chair and of course my little sign. So every furniture wax which is too much, I will get off so it doesn't stick to your fingers anymore. So go over it and keep it clean, make it clean, and then we are going to decorate our little signs on my computer. Everything is white out, and what we're going to do, I'm now taking you along to my computer and we are going to make our two little unique little signs. So come along with me. Here are the little prints we just made. Of course, I know you see it backwards, but that's just my telephone. Don't worry, later you will see it the right way. Of course, if you want to also use the print, go over to our description box. There you find the link for our free printables, and there are lots and lots of prints you can find for every season. So go ahead, check it out. I'm going to cut out both of them. I'll only always make 2 of them, so if I cut a kid sometimes wrong, I always have a second one. So I will cut both of them out, and then we're going to Mod Podge it on top of here. The prints are cut out. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take my piece of, just 3 simple blocks together. What I'm going to do, I'm always taking a piece of kitchen towel, lay my frame of my print upside down, and just get some Mod Podge and Mod Podge the back side. Of course, a lot of you already know how to Mod Podge your print, so but if you don't, this is so easy to make your own little signs. Just place it in the middle like this, and I always try to get my print free of the Mod Podge on the top because I like a little bit more of the matte finish. And this way you have a very easy and simple little way to make nice, and this way you also can use it very easily in your tier tray, so you can just place it somewhere inside. This is so nice to work with. Of course, we are going to place it in our little chair with some greenery. So I will do the other one, and then you finally see of both of our DIYs the end reveal. Of course, I hope you stay tuned and you also keep watching that one. You see what we will use for this DIY. We are going to need end pieces of scrap pieces from a pole we used in our garden already a long time ago, and of course a little smaller one, and of course some tumbling tower blocks. These are a little bit of the main things we need for this DIY. The first thing what we are going to do, we are going to paint these 2 pieces of the pole. We are going to paint in the black chalk paint. Chalk paint, schoolboard paint, just how you call it, and I am going to go for the matte finish. But of course, if you like it a little bit better to have it in the white color, it's also fine to, or red, or any color you like. Just do whatever you think is right. I take the black color, so I will paint both of them black. So in the meantime, while our blocks are drying, we are going to make the top of our candle holder, because we are going to make the candle holder as cheap as we can. So we use those tumbling tower block and some scrap wood, and then it doesn't cost us almost nothing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make a base, and you see I'm going to do this one because it needs a little tea light which can go inside of here. You see already he is fitting inside of here, and I made my tea light also with some schoolboard paint in the black color because I think it looks a little bit nicer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this side. I'm just going to do some glue, and I'm going to glue this on top of here, and we are removing our glue. We are going to do some glue on this side, and we are going to glue this side this way, and now we need some glue on this side, and we need some glue on this side of the block, and we are going to glue it together, of course, this way and this way, and then squeeze it, and so you get your nice little square. And you see, he is so easy to make. And of course, like I always say, immediately remove your glue, because later on when you will paint it or wax it, it's better to work with. So I'm going to make 4 of this one. see we made those 4 little easy squares. What I'm going to do, because I want to give it a little bit of a twist, of course you can do them totally on top of each other and then on top of your candle holder, because that's also looking great, and do it in some paint or furniture wax, that's also fine. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to give them a little turn. So I'm going to do one and I'm going to do the next one on top of here, but I make sure that you don't get little openings inside of here. So it will be a little task to do on each 4 sides, a little drop of glue, and this side, and we will see how this will turn out. I have really no idea, so I am really looking if I have it on the precision I need. And of course I need to remove the glue this way. It is a little bit of a task, so if you have a better idea, let me know. You see, this is already one part. Now we're going to do the next part, but we're going to do it in the opposite direction. So again, this way. So we do again some little glue. I have to see where I will need my glue. That's on the tops, a little bit over here, and over here, and over here, and over here. And now I hope I have it right. Oh well, you see already I am totally out of I need to remove this. Of course, be careful if the glue is hot, because then you burn yourself. So I am totally wrong about the place I need for my, and of course I need it this way, and I have to look, I did it too much on the outside. I have to do it on the inside, on this inside, on this inside, on this inside. Now you also see how DIYs can go wrong. So even when you work a lot with those kind of little blocks, you still make mistakes. So you see already, this is already the 3rd layer, and now we're going to do the 2nd one, of course, this way. And we are going to do this on here, on here, on here, and on here. And we are going to place it this way, and I have to be sure if I have it on the same place again, and that I don't have an opening. So you see, this is how he is looking like, and I will make the 2nd one. So I have the 4 little squares already. I'm going to try to do it again, just some little dots over here, on the middle of each row. And now I'm going to place it again inside, and now I hope I have it. I have to look if I don't have openings. I mean openings inside of here that you can look through. So this is one, and now we're going to go for the next one. And again, now I need to be sure that I am doing it on the middle and not on the end, on this side and on the middle of each corner, and lay it again in between, and make sure that you have it straight. Now we're going to do the last one, and of course this one also will be again on here. So we are going to do it on the inside of each corner like this, and we place it again. We turn it a little bit because he's a little bit out of line. Again, we are going to remove the glue, and you see, this is how he is turned out. And now we have 2 of our tops of our candle holder. It's a little bit different, but I think I will like it. I'm going to go for some furniture wax. So I will get my furniture wax and we are going to wax it. I have a very simple brand for furniture wax. This the only cost, I think this whole jar is only €2, similar like dollars. So that's really a great deal. So I am going to go, and I'm not going to do the underside. I'm only doing the sides and of course the tops. So, and of course don't forget the undertops. You see, they like this way, and he changes already by the seconds because I am really loving the rustic look that furniture wax always gives. But if you have more white in your decor, go ahead, just paint them in the white color. Do whatever what's fitting for your decor, I always say, because everyone has a different taste. So everyone can do whatever they want. This is just a simple inspiration. So I will do both of them, and then we're going to do the next step. You see already our blocks are dried up right now, and now our furniture wax is taking in a little bit also of drying. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little piece of velvet ribbon, and I did it in the red color, and of course you can do it in the green color, in any color you like. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it a nice ending. So I'm going to start to do some glue on the corner over here, a little bit lower than the top, this way. And I'm going to place my velvet ribbon inside this way. And in a moment I show it to you. I'm sorry, I'm doing it almost out of camera. Of course, you see, this is what I mean. I'm just going to do it almost on the top, but not totally. So I have to lower it a little bit this way. And now I'm going to do a little glue in the middle, just to make sure that our piece of ribbon is not going down like this. And now we go over to this side, and again do a little dot of glue in the middle, lay the ribbon over it like this, and keep it in place. Again, the next side, do a little glue over here, and again place your ribbon over it like this. And now we're coming over, and we go over a little piece of this ribbon like this, make a little overlay, and of course place it over. And now I'm going to cut it off. At least I am going to try. At least I'm going to try to cut it off. And I'm removing the glue. And you see, now we have a nice ending of our ending, at least a nice yeah, how you call it, overlay over our blocks. At least my English is really not the greatest, I'm sorry. I mean just a nice decoration on top of our block. Sometimes I am always struggling with what is the word in English. That's why I'm doing always every evening on 5 p.m. the Dutch word of the day on my community post. So I learn a lot of the English myself, and you can learn also a little bit of Dutch. So if you're interested in Dutch, go over to my community post on our YouTube channels and you will find the Dutch words of the day. And I'm going to do for this block, I'm going to do the same. Ready to put the top of the candle holder on our block. What I'm going to do before I'm going to do that, I don't want that my little tea light is falling down, because if I am placing it this way and I would do my candle hole of my tea light holder inside of here, he drops inside and he is away. So that's not the thing we want to do. So I am going to take one block of our tumbling tower blocks and I'm going to glue it in the middle of our block like this, and I'm going to glue one on this block again in the middle like this. Keep it in place for a little second, and you see already it's, if you turn it over, it's also a lolly, a lollipop. You can even do one little block with it, and you already have your own Christmas lolly, and you can write something on top of it. Just another DIY idea. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this one over here, and if I now place my candle holder inside, oh, you see now he stays on top. So it's just a little trick. If you have a better one, please go ahead and just let me know. So I'm going to do some glue on the underside of our frame, and I'm going to do it over here, and now I'm going to place it over, and I have to get it in the middle like this. And you see now we already have our first frame of our candle holder. I will do the second one, and again, and I hope you also give this idea, because like I said, if you just do one extra, you already have your own Christmas lollipop, and you can do some decorations on top. So don't throw away your pieces of wood, you still can make something out of it. So I'm going to do again some glue around this line and this line. So, and again we are going to place it over here, and we are going to get it in the middle and squeeze it. Now we have both of our frames ready. I think I'm going to give it a little bit more Christmas with some greenery. I will have to look, but first I'm going to do my candle of my tea lights inside of here, and I think they look so cute. So I'll be back in a moment. You see already I made a cute little bow from twine, the same we did with our sign from Noel. For everyone who missed that part that I made my little simple bow, I will make one for you again, because I understand if you skipped forward and you just see it for the first time. What I'm going to do, just take a piece of rope, do it in your hand, turn it over a couple of times over your 4 fingers, and just get it off. Make one line, take it in the middle, get your rope, and just make a couple of turns, but in a nice way, over your middle piece. And what we're going to do, we are going to cut it off like this, and this gives always a nice rustic look, because it is not really neat, so it is a little bit more. Don't worry, don't burn yourself on the glue. My fingers most of the time don't feel anything because of what I have in my hands, but you see, now you have a nice cute little bow to work with, and I just placed it inside of my candle holder, and you just can also remove it. So if you don't like it anymore, just move it, and then you have just the same daily decor piece. So this is a very simple bow, and if you even want to make it totally a bow, just do a couple of turns this way like this, going over, glue this together and glue it on the back side like this, cut it off, cut this open and cut this open. Then you already have your own nice little simple bow. The only thing what you need from me right now, we are going to do the end review. This DIY, we have our tumbling tower blocks, some paint at your choice. I have some furniture wax, but of course you don't have to do it. a brush, some glue sticks, some wood glue, and of course my glue gun. So these are the main things we need for this DIY. We are going to make, at least I'm going to try to make a little bit of a different kind of two-tier tray. So I don't know how it will turn out, but we will see. We are going to make the sides of our tray, but I'm going to try to give it a little bit my own twist on it. So I'm going to do 2 blocks like this. And this will be our starting point. And of course, you see, if you look on Pinterest, there are a lot of people who make this kind of pieces, but then most of the time like a wall decor. So I'm going to use them as the sides as my for my tier tray. So we will see. And what I'm going to do, normally you can do this also with some glue from your glue gun, but this time I'm going to try to do it with my wood glue. So we will see if this will work or not. Maybe I get a lot of regrets after it, but at least I tried, and you don't have to try it. So I'm going to do it in 4 pieces. So you have to look that you have 1 over here and 1 over here, like this. And then this glue you can easily move a little bit closer to each other. Like now we're going to do the next one, and we are going to place it like this. We are going to do the other side. And it's just a little bit of puzzling how you want to have it. And drying is also an important thing. And of course we measure out a little bit like this. Yep. We are going to do the next step. A little bit over here. I wish I was looking for if I could have found glue which was a little bit more faster in drying, but I didn't find it yet. So at least not here in the Netherlands. Maybe somewhere else it is very common, but not over here. I'm going to measure out, and again like this. We're going to do the next row, and like this. And the other one like this. And of course we have to look, and I measure out 1 block and 1 block. And what I'm going to do right now, I did now 4 of this one. I do the 5th one, and the 5th one will be the last. He will be over here. And of course, I only glue this side, just keep a little space open so that not at the end all your glue is coming out on the other side, like this. And the last, because this will be the 5 of row 5, and again, press it and take a block again and measure out if you have it a little bit like the same length. And squeeze it a little bit together like this. And of course, be sure that you have it stuck on top of each other. And I let this dry for a couple of minutes. So I let the underpiece dry for a couple of minutes. What I'm going to do, now we're going to go further. Again, the same way like we did earlier. Just do a little bit of glue on the block, not too much. And now we are going to go, but we're going to go the same way back, like this. And again, the other side. And I only do this one together with you. The next one, don't worry. The next one I will do alone. So you don't have to look to me to do it again and again. So this is only for everyone who wants to see how I make it. So, and we are going to make 4 of this one, so that would be a lot of your time if I will do it together with you. I don't think you want to wait for that. And I'm going to measure out the same like we have here and lay it against each other. And we're going for this one. And take a block again, measure out and this one, and we go for the almost there. And another one, and I'm going to measure out in a moment, but this goes a little bit faster. And the next row, and then I will measure out all of them. I take a block again, I will put it on top of here. This one is fitting, this one can be a little bit more to the back side, and this one can also be over here. This one is okay, and now we have all of them almost together. So we only need, what we need is the 2-piece, and we need to glue this on top of here, and then already we have the first of 4. And here you see how our sides are turning out. Of course, now I have 4 loose of them, but they will be together like this. But I'm debating if I will do one layer of the tray here and one in the middle, or on top of here and do something above. So I am really a little bit debating. In a moment you see what I chose. What I chose. I laid both of them on my table. You see here what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my wood glue and I'm going to glue them together like this. This is one, and I'm going to do this one this way, and I'm going to lay them against each other like this, and keep them a little bit down on your mat, because we are going to work with the top. I'm going to do this one, and of course we are going to do this one together, and we press it a little bit until it is setting his until on each other. Let's keep it that way. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take 2 blocks again like this, and I'm going to glue them also with some wood glue like this, and on this side, and I'm going to place it over here. Of course, I'm already doing it wrong. You saw, oh, mistakes are just around the corner. I just had to do something like this. This one was okay, but now I had to do this one instead of the smaller one. So very easy, like this. And I'm going to take this one, and I only need to do this piece, and I'm going to lay it against this two. Again, press it down. Now we go for 3, so we do 1 in the middle for this, and we do the sides and this side, because this one will be 1 of 3. So we are going to lay this one in the middle and press it down, and we get another one also. Of course, we don't have to do this one, we only need to do the back side. I have to think, so bear with me. And you see already I have a little bit too much of my glue on here. You only need to do the half and not the whole block. Of course, I should have thought about it. And I'm going to do a half of this block, just the half of the block, and just lay it against here. Press it down, and we are going to go now for 2 again, and 1 on the side. Place it over here, and we're going to do another one, and only on the back side like this. We are going to place it again, and we be sure that you have the line straight with this line of the already the sides. So, and now the only thing we need to do is only an ankle one. Here in the Netherlands say an alleen. So here we go, like this. And now he is already finished and I let this dry. I will do the other one also, but I won't bore you with that because this was already long enough. Our sides are drying from our tray, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the middle pieces of our tray. I don't know how you call the middle pieces of the, of the tray. At least what I'm going to do, I'm going to make 5 blocks on top of each other like this. This is 1, this is number 3, number 4, and number 5, because I will do 5 wide, at least for my, you can go for 6, but then he's fitting and not fitting. So I'm going for 1 lower, so I am sure that he is fitting. You see here the sides, then I'm sure he fits right in between the both sides. I don't like it if the sides are popping out, or at least the underparts are popping out. So I'll go for 5. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make for 1 panel, I'm going to make 3 of 5. So it's very easy. And always remove your glue. At least if you're new here, you will notice I will say a lot of remove your glue. So I'm just sounding sometimes like a record. So, and this is number 4. Then we already have 2 of our, and this is number 5. And you see, now we already have our second one. Now we need the last one. And we are going to make 2, because it is a 2 tray, it is a 2 tray, tier tray. So that's why we need 2 of our panels, like this. And number 4. And then we are going to look if there are glue on the sides before we're going to glue everything together. And this one. And now we have 3, but of course, take a little bit of your time. I always say, also check your sides until it is not little pieces of the glue on the sides. And you see here 1 pop of glue, and here also a little bit. And I already have my hands under the glue. I'm going to look which parts are fitting the best. You see here's a little opening, but sometimes when you turn it over, and you see now it's fitting a little bit better. Now I have only 1 which is open, so I go for that. I will go for that. So I'm going to go some glue on this, and of course I need some glue stick again. Always when my camera is running, and I try to do it as fast as I can. And this is already 1. And now I'm going to go for the last one, and then we almost have the flat side of our panel finished, but we are going to go a little bit further than that, because I like that it looks more like a little box. And what I mean by that is that I give it, this one also, some sides. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little glue on the sides, and I'm doing this together. This is already 1. And the last one, and do of course also together like this. Don't mind my mess on my table. I always have a mess on my table, and I'm removing everything I don't need. And now I'm going to glue it. You can glue it on top of here, but I'm going to go for, I think, for the sides. But I have to debate about if I do it this way or maybe this way. You can choose any way you like. So I'm going to go for the last piece, of course, and this one. And I'm going to go for the last one. And this is the last of the sides. And you can build it even a little higher if you want to go 2 ways high. But I'm going to go for 1 high, because I think that's more than enough. So I will do the other piece of our panel, because we need 1 down and we need 1 on top. So I will do that out of camera, and at least a little bit faster. our middle pieces ready, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on the sides of our side panel, because I chose to do it on the sides, and just place it against each other like this and squeeze it and press it down until it is dried up. And I'm going to do the other side the same way. Of course, do some glue over here, and of course you can also use some wood glue, and I'm going to place it against each other like this. And now we already have one of our middle panel, of course, are finished. I'm going to do the other one also. All our pieces are now glued together, so I have 2 of the side panels and 2 of the middle pieces. What I'm going to do, you see already I have my gloves on, because I was thinking of gluing it with wood glue, but that takes too much time. Especially because I need also do the top, and I first need to do the sides like this, and I'm going to do this one over here. So I'm chose for, at least I hope I make the right choice, go for some second glue, super glue, just how you call it here in the Netherlands. It is secondenlijm. That means it dries in seconds, but that's not the truth. Most of the time it takes much longer, but you have to be careful, because I did stuck one day on top of my on my glue. So don't make the same mistake like I did, and I had so much luck that I didn't pull my fingers together, so I don't do it the second time around. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on the sides, on this side, and I'm going to glue first one piece, and then I'm going to go for the top piece. So I will do this. Of course, I won't bore you with that. So in the moment you see it when he's totally together. And you see the behind the scenes, the honest truth about DIYing. Nothing is go as smoothly as some YouTube DIY videos will show you, because this is the real truth. Sometimes you have to build something to get something glued, but of course, at the end, I hope everything will glued right way, so or else I have a real problem. I turned over my 2-tier tray, and I hope you can see it. This is the side, how it turns out. Of course, later you will see it much better, but before I'm going to do the furniture wax on top of it, because I do mine in some furniture wax, but you can do it in any color you like. If you like black, red, brown, any color, do it whatever you think is right. I found this 2 little pieces. It looks like an egg, but it's just an ending of an top. So I thought maybe it's still looking nice if I do it in the middle on top of here. And I think it looks very nice. And then I do everything in the furniture wax. So I always use a very cheap brand furniture wax. This is just from a store here in the Netherlands, but I think you can buy it with Dollar Tree anywhere you think you can buy it, and maybe a Home Goods or something else. But I use a very cheap brand, because I always love doing DIYs on a budget. So I'm going to go and give this whole piece furniture wax. I always love the rustic feeling. And here you see he is totally in the furniture wax, and I am really happy how the end result of at least with the furniture wax is on. And I love the sides, and like I said, do any color you like. I love this one, and I think it's turned out a little bit different than the normal tier tray, but I am I am loving it. So I hope you give this one also a try. I will take my things and I'm going to decorate it, and then you see how it finally turned out. The blocks on my table, I need a glue gun and of course some glue sticks, but you also can use some wood glue. So just what you prefer, it doesn't matter. Most of the time the glue gun works a little bit faster, but when you are going to keep it for a long time, then you can use better glue, wood glue, because that's much sturdier than you have your glue gun. So what we're going to do, like I said, we are going to make a wall hanger or maybe a wall shelf, just how you call it. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the back side of our wall hanger. First, what we're going to do is going to make a row of 3 blocks on each other like this. So we do the sides, the smaller side, glue it together like this, and we're going to do the third one, and like this. And now we already have one block of 3, and we are going to lay because we need a second one. So we need one like this, and we need the second one like this, and we're going to glue it together like this. And now we already have our 2 pieces of 3. Now we go further with blocks like 6 like this. Again, do them on the side and press it down, squeeze it real hard so you get a nice flat sturdy base. And of course we need a glue stick. Again, we are going to do number 3. And of course I heard a lot of people have difficulties getting their Jenga blocks, but that's what the most of them are called. Like sometimes they call them tumbling tower blocks, but and they have a hard time getting them. Maybe you also can look online. Amazon also have the blocks, but of course maybe even a thrift store, because I was last in a thrift store. Here in the Netherlands we call a thrift store een kringloopwinkel. So it's the Dutch word of the day, kringloopwinkel. So it's the same like a thrift store, but it's a little bit harder to say. And of course now we need another one, and I found there one package, of course, from my Jenga blocks. Is not a lot, but they were much cheaper than I buy normally. Normally I buy for a box like this, I always $2.99, and of course there were only $1.50, so it's a lot cheaper. They only had one, so that's a little sad. But of course I hope a lot of you find the blocks in their stores, and I think that the Dollar Tree is much cheaper than $2.99 if I am correct. I think they are, normally they were $1, but I think the last period they also is $1.25 if I am correct. Maybe I'm wrong, so let me know down below if the Dollar Tree everything has for $1 still, or that they also are selling it now for $1.25, because I'm a little confused. Sometimes you see $1 and sometimes you see $1.25, so let me know. And of course a couple of them, and then we also have 2 of the 6 like this, and again squeeze it and press it down. And the last of the 2 of 6 like this, and then we already have these 2, and now we only need the one with 9. But of course with 9 we only need 1 piece, so we don't have to do 2 of them, so we only make 9. And if everyone who is watching and who is in America, or maybe somewhere where is the Family Dollar and Dollarama, could you let me know what is the difference? Is it one of the same kind of store, or do they have different items? Or let me know. I would love to know if the Dollarama or Family Dollar is the same like Dollar Tree. I have really no idea, because in the Netherlands we don't have that kind of stores. We only have the Action. It's a little bit similar like the Dollar Tree. So, but just let me know what is the difference between them. Of course, now we are going to go for number 5, and we go for number 6 like this. And again, squeeze it and press it down. Remove your glue, because always remove your glue, then you have it a lot easier later. And of course number 8. And for everyone who is maybe asking what kind of glue gun I am using, my glue gun is wireless, and it is from the Lidl or Lidl, just how you call it. So if you, and it was only 13 euros. It's a little bit similar like dollar, so very cheap. And the only bad thing about it, that I think when you have it with a wire on it, it's a little bit more yeah, you can make longer lines with your glue gun. So this is 1 of 9. So we have the 3. Of course, we are going to do it like this. And we have the 2s, and we are going to place them over here. So you see now already a kind of base we have for our hanger, and you see already this wasn't fitting because there's a little piece of glue on top of here. So I'm going to look for which way I can glue it the best, because we don't want to have too much gaps inside of here, because the blocks are not always the same size. I think I have it quite okay. You see already this one is a little bit we call krom, but a little bit not totally flat. Maybe that's the better word. So I'm going to do everything together. So I'm going to take the one with the 3 and I'm going to glue it on the one with the 6, but not really in the middle like this. Squeeze it and press it down and keep it in place for a little moment, and then I will show you. You see, now you already have one piece, and I did it in the middle of the one with the 3 like this, and again I will remove the glue, and now I'm going to glue the one with the 9. And of course I have to get the glue off my placemat, because now I'm going to glue this one. Can exactly be on the blocks like this. Maybe I can glue this one better like this. Do enough glue on inside of here, because we don't want it to fall out like this, and we're going to glue it like this. Press it down like this. And of course you have to use a little bit of your muscles, because the blocks will come off very easily. So you see, now again we have already the top side, and we're going to get the middle one. I'm going to look for if I don't get gaps. No, I don't. So I am going to glue this side on top of here like this, and we are doing a little bit over here like this, and we are going to place it down again and squeeze it and press it down like this, and keep it in place again for a little moment. And every time I feel if I feel something like glue, and I remove it immediately. But if you work a lot with the blocks, you already do it probably. You see, again, and now we need the last, and I have to look if he's fitting okay like this. Yeah, I don't have a gap, and that's the most important thing. At least as less gaps as we can have like this. Squeeze it and press it down, and now we already have almost the back side of the wall hanger or wall shelf. We need a block, and we do it from the side. So a little glue over here like this. I'm placing it forward, and I'm going to glue this one on the other side. Press it down, and we also do one on the top again like this. And I'm going to get my piece, place it down and press it down like this. So it gives a little bit more of a nicer finish. You see, I hope I get it. Maybe I can go a little bit backwards. You see, this is the complete back side of our wall shelf. I think I call it better a wall shelf like this. So we lay this one apart. And now we're going to make the middle piece of our shelf. For the shelf, we are going to use 3 blocks like this. We are going to glue them together like this. Just on the tops, you do a little bit of glue, squeeze it and press it down like this. And remove it from your table. And now we're going to do the other one, of course, also on the top. And we are going to place it and press it down like this, and we are going to remove the glue again like this. And of course we have to be sure that everything is flat. Again, we make another one of 3 like this. Again, press it down, and we're going to do the third one like this. And again, place it and press it down. I sound like an old an old record. Please glue it, press it down. I'm just an old single. So like this. Now we're going to glue both of the with 3 together like this. Again, lay it down and squeeze them and make them as straight as you can, like this. And you see, now you have already one piece of 6. You see already, I see the glue hanging like this. Now we're going to do take 1 block of a half. Of course, like I told you earlier, maybe you didn't watch that video, but if you do, you know that my husband did 1 package of the tumbling tile blocks and cut them all in half. So I have a lot of half blocks. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a half block in the middle. I'm doing some glue on the top, and I'm gluing this one against each other like this. And now I'm going to glue also this other block against the half block like this. And now you get already a little bit smaller one, because now you don't get a very I don't know how you call pointed shelf. Now you get a little bit more of a softer shelf like this. We're going to glue this again, do some glue on the sides like here, and we are going to glue this one and like here, and place it exactly as best as you can in the middle like this. And I am going to press it down again like this. And now we're going to take the 2, and when you see it, it's so easy to make like this. And we're going to do some glue on the side like here, this way. And now we're going to do them in the middle of the half. I show to you in a moment. And now we only need to do the last one, and that will be a one with a 1 block like this. So we end the end of our shelf this way. And now we already have the piece of the shelf. You see already the smaller one is in between here, and this is a very nice size of shelf, and I measured it out with a blend from IKEA and a little fern you can to put on top. So this is a nice size to have on your shelf. Of course, we take on the bottom of the back side of our planter shelf, how you call it, and we are going to glue it on top of here like this. So I'm going to do some glue on the underside of our block like this, and just go over the whole line, and we're going to glue this one on the underside of the middle of the 9 like this. So I'm going to place it on here like this, and try to get it as flat as you can. Like, I have to squeeze it a little bit like this. And I have to be sure that everything is straight, and like this. And you see already, now he is very steady on top of here. You can use him this way, that you have the longer side here, but you also can do it this way. And don't worry, you see here a little this inscription over here, but we will paint it and you won't see it anymore. So like this. And what I'm going to do, because the underside, I want to be sure that the underside has an extra 2 blocks, so I'm going to go for 1 block like this, do a little bit of glue on here, place the other one on top of here like a sandwich like this, place it on your placemat, squeeze it and wait until it is dried up. And now you're going to place the block, of course, under it. So I have to show it to you like this, I mean this way, so we get a little bit more of an extra study piece under it, so it won't fall off, like this. But of course I have to be sure that everything is glued together, because we don't want that the glue is going off. So I'm going to do this one, and of course on this side, and like this, and I show it to you in a moment. Don't worry, it will be okay, like this, and I squeeze it real tight, like this. And now you see already, now you have your first piece of a wall shelf like this. And of course I have to show it to you a little bit better like this. But I was thinking right now, maybe I already been debating with myself, how can I be so stupid, because I should have painted this one, of course, already first in the black color and this one in the furniture wax. So I am making it myself unnecessarily difficult, but I show it to you in a moment what we will do exactly. First, I'm going to make a second one. Both of our wall hangers or shelves are finished. What I'm going to do, you see already this one is loose from each other, so I can easily paint this in the black color, and I should have done the same with this one. But I totally forgot, so learn from my mistakes and don't do it the same way, just do them separately. And later on, of course, I will glue it on top of here. But first I'm going to do the shelf in the black color, then we're going to do later this backside in the furniture wax. But you can do it in the white color, black color, everything in another color. Do whatever you think is right. So I take this for the black, and I'm using for the black, I'm using the school board paint. But of course, if you have another paint, it's also fine too. But I like the matte finishing of the school board paint. So, and it works really fast. So I will do both of them, and then we're going to do the next step. You see, everything is painted. This one is of course also painted, but he was already glued on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this one also over, and I'm going to do some glue, of course, on the places we need. And we go the line over here, and like this. And of course we need enough glue, because we don't want that it's falling off, like this. And now we're going to place it on top of here, and like I said with the other one, try and make it so straight as you can, and press it down like this, and give it a moment to dry in. And then we're going to do some furniture wax on this back side, like this. And I always use the very cheap brand, homemade brand from a store here in the Netherlands, because it's a very cheap antique wax, so don't pay too much for it. And of course I will do with this color. And you see already, if you're going to do a little bit on top of it, you see already how much this changes when you do it in a little bit of the rustic color. I let both of our hangers dry for a little hour, and then I'm going to wipe off every wax I don't need. So, but first I'm going to let it dry. The wax is dried in a little bit, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a piece of kitchen towel. And a lot of you who watch me already doing a lot of DIYs know that I always, after wiping off with some kitchen towel until the pieces which we are waxed is very smooth, because we don't want our hands totally under the wax every time. So we are going to wipe everything away, and then we're going to do the next step. All the wax is of our of course hangers like this, and you see already how they turned out, and I am really loving this. This is the first time I make such a hangers. What I'm going to do, because I like to have little pots, and I was finding this pot, these are just vitamins, I think you call it also in English, and these are empty trash pots. So I'm going to remove the sticker, and I'm going to paint them in the black color, because they are fitting exactly on top of here. like this. You see already they are fitting over here. So I think I'm going to make them for here and then do some greenery inside of it. I have the sticker removed, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint it in the black schoolboard paint because I like that color, but choose any color you like. So I think it needs 2 coats. We will see how this will turn out, but I think 2 will be enough. So I will paint this and then we're going to decorate our wall hangers. For the camera, I already did the wall hanger on, I did with some twine. I knotted up on top of a little, you also do your plates in a plate stand, I think it's called in the English. So I did already one of my stands so you can see it a little better. I did some old greenery. I always have a bag. I try not to disturb you with my wrinkling. You see already this is an old garlands and I always keep them and I always change them up so you can use them anytime. So this is an old one. This is a little bit of the greenery it is. I don't know how this is called, but at least it gives a nice springy and structure to your piece. And I just did 2 pieces, one on this one and one on the other, but you will see that later. And you see here, very simple, just hang it over. And I made already one of the little pots. You see already they are now in the black color and it's so simple. You see even here you can see it still. It is just a vitamin little pot you normally throw in your garbage away. So I did some greenery. So I'm showing you, I just take 2 of those leaves, and these are leaves I did cut off from a plant from IKEA. If you just buy a plant, you have so many greenery from one plant and it's much cheaper than you'd buy everything loose. So I do 2 of this kind. I think I did a little bit more greenery one. I place 2 of them inside. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take little pieces of a garland and I'm going to place them inside of here. Of course, I should have taken them off first before I did go talk to you, but but you know me, I am always one big chaos. So so don't mind me, do it better than I do. And of course one over here. And what I did, I have here some berries, you see already, and they are also from one little branch, and I always cut them off so you have more for your money. So I'm going to place this in between like this, just squeeze it in, and then you already have your own little, of course I have to get the fern a little bit out or else you won't see it, and like this. And the greenery like here, I have to do 1 piece inside because I like it a little bit better. And I see already I scratch my little pot with my nails, so I will have to work this away. And you see already now we have 2 of our little pots for on top of our stands. And now you see in a moment the end reveal. I was thinking, what will I show you? I will show you the end. DIY, we need of course our tumbling tower blocks in any size because they're most of the time 2 different sizes. These are a little bit of the bigger ones. I use a brush, a black pencil, of course some glue sticks, some white chalk paint, but of course you can choose any color you like. I have my glue gun, I have my wood glue, and I have my furniture wax. These are the main pieces we are going to need because we are going to make a calendar, but of course always with a twist on it. So we will see how this will turn out. It probably will be a chaos, but but we will see how this will turn out. The first thing what we're going to need, we are going to build 2 cubes. At least I call them cubes here in the Netherlands, and I think you call them, this will be a Dyson, if I am correct, you call it. We call it here in the Netherlands een dobbelsteen. So this is a little bit harder, a dobbelsteen. So that's a little bit different like you call it. And we are going to make 4 of 3, but eventually we need 6 of 3. So I'm going to do 1, together with you, and the rest I will do a little bit faster. So this is already number 2. And you see already I have here some glue on. Take your time and also remove the glue, because you will have a lot of fun with your DIY if you are removing the glue, because it gives a nicer look to your, and even when you have to paint it later, it looks much better if you remove the glue. But of course, this kind of glue, you most of the time have this with your glue gum. If you have a different glue, then you don't have it as much as I have it with my glue gum, because if I use wood glue, I have it a lot less. But this is much faster and easier, and the Dyson doesn't have too much power on it, so you only write some numbers on it, so you don't, doesn't have to be this study. And now we're going to make our last one, and I see already I have a new glue stick, and I have to be fast or else my glue already dried up. And number 3, you see, how easy is this? Now we're going to do like we do a lot of times. I do some glue on the side, and I'm going to build my own little square. A lot of you who are here already for a long time know already how I build my squares, like this. And we are going to go for this one, and I'm not going to do it on the side like here. No, I should have done it this way, so now I'm going to have to do it this way. I almost ruined my own little square, but probably you already did see it, so it's always only a fair thing that you couldn't warn me in front. You see, this is not even Monday, and it is already one big chaos. I'm so sorry for everyone who is looking right now and thinks, what a crazy lady is this? And they are probably right. And we are going to glue this together like this. And now we get a nice square. We are going to take this one and we are going to glue it on top of here. But I'm going to do that with some wood glue, because it dries less fast than my glue gun, because before I have everything on top of here, my glue gun is already dried up. So I'm going to go for this just around the side like this, and just place your one on top and try to get it in the middle. The only thing which is a little bit harder, it still needs to dry a little bit longer. So I'm going to do this way, and I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to place it this way. And now I'm going to do some glue on this side around, the same like we did with the other one, like this. And we are going to place this one exactly in the middle, and then we're going to give it a paint can on top of it for the pressure, and then he can dry. So you see, I showed you very closely like this. You see already I have a paint can on top of it to give it some pressure. I'm sorry, you are getting very dizzy. I'm going to do the second cube. I'm going to do with some fast forward, because or else you get very bored with me. Now we are going to make the back side of the base of our calendar box, and this will be 9 blocks in a row, and we are going to do that, of course, 2 times. So this is already the first of the 2 rows, and try and squeeze it down so we get a flat back side, because we want to have it as flat as possible, even when the blocks are not always doing what we want them to do, but of course we have to work with it. And like this, and of course I use the little squares for like a Daiso, I think that's correct, but let me know, or else I have to look it up on Google. But you can also buy them, of course, in the store, but I want to make everything from tumbling tile blocks, so everyone can easily make them if they want to, and don't have to make more cost than only your blocks. And maybe you can also find this kind of tumbling tile blocks in the thrift store. And I have 3, 4, 5, 3, 6, 7, and now 8 and 9. This is already number 8 and number 9. Yo! This is just a day that you would say, I just rather, it was better I stayed in bed. Because everything is going wrong today. I don't know what it is and how it is possible, but every time I turn on my camera, everything is falling, is going wrong. You imagine, but probably maybe you also have it with some DIYs, that one day everything goes better than another day. But with me is always a little bit of chaos, so, but that's just me. And number 5, like this, and number 6, and then we already have almost the back side of our first piece of the box. And we still need 2, and I'm going to attach them both, I think this time also with some wood glue, because I want to make sure that our box is not falling apart, because you use it a lot, because you are, every time you're turning the numbers, so I don't want that my piece is falling apart. So I'm going to take both the pieces, and I'm always going to look for which one is fitting the best to each other, because sometimes if you turn it over, you see this one is fitting better, or this side is fitting better. It's just look what the right way is. I think this will be okay. So I'm going to take my wood glue again, and I take my time just to glue the back side like this, and just lay it against each other, and again let it dry. And if you do it with a heater, it's a little bit faster dried. Our back side is drying. We are now going to make the top and the bottom. But how easy do you want to have it? This will be the same like we did with the back side. So we are going to make 4 rows of 9. So very easy, just like I did with the other one. I'm not going to do it totally together with you, because then it will be a very boring DIY. So I'm going to show you in a moment all the pieces. So we did the back side, the top and the bottom of our box we will make, and we are going to make now the sides. And of course we made of our cubes, and I think I called it Daiso, but it is, I think I looked it up in Google, and it says for double stain, it says die or dice. So correct me if I'm wrong. So that's what Google's saying. So, but I just call them cubes. It's a better word. What we're going to do, we are going to make the sides, and it will be 5 pieces like this. And number 3. So you can see English and Dutch are sometimes a little bit alike, but in other words they are totally different. And it's sometimes the Dutch language is a little bit familiar for that it is a hard language to learn. So but I don't know if it's really correct that way, but I'm also speaking because I'm born in here in the Netherlands we call it a provincie, that means Friesland. So we are also speaking another language besides Dutch. So it's a little bit confusing, confusing sometimes. So I'm going to make the second one like this. And number 3. And number 4. And number 5. And also this we are going to do with some wood glue, and we are going to glue it together. But first I'm going to make the other 2 parts also, because we need 2 sides. So I'm going, and this one will be glued together and the other 2 will also be glued together. I have all 4 pieces of our side panel. I'm just going to take the same like we did with the back side, the bottom and the top. Just do some wood glue, just lay it together, and of course do a little bit of pressure on top of here. And I'm just going to use this can, and again a little bit on here. And we are going to lay also this one against each other, squeeze it and give it some pressure. And I also have another can like this, and we let it dry again. We are already almost there. We only need 2 pieces of 8 blocks, and you see already our dies. We have our back side, the front side, top side and underside, and of course our side panels. And it looks already like one, here we call it a bouwpakket, but already like long package with some DIY inspiration. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make, like I said, the last pieces, and these are 2 pieces of 8 blocks. I think you need for this DIY 2 packets of blocks, and then you can make this calendar box. And of course, for me, it's also a little bit trying out how it will turn out. But that's the great thing what you have. You can just look how it is made, and you can easily make your own. I just figure it out, and I always love showing you how it's made. Not everyone loves that, of course, but you can skip forward if you don't want to see how it is made. If it just is boring to you, you don't have to look at this, because maybe then this is not something for you. Because if you like fast and yeah, how you tell it, at least the DIYs are more DIYs in short time, then maybe other channels are something for you. But of course, I hope you enjoy this, and you enjoy also seeing how it is made. Of course, number 8 I have to be, and this is number 8. So we are going to make 2 from this one. Now we are getting a really difficult part, and this will probably be one big mess, because I need to work with my wood glue, and it doesn't glue it once, and maybe everything will fall apart. So we will see how this will turn out, but bear with me. Even when it looks like a mess, maybe later on it will turn out okay. So what we're going to do, we are going to take the sides, and this side, and of course this side, and we are going to do the other side also over here. So I don't really know how I'm going to get everything together, but we will see how this will turn out. You see already, this is one chaos. I placed the part with 5 blocks on top of each other. I place it over here like this. This is a side panel. We are going to take a back side, and I'm going to do some wood glue on the side like this. and I'm going to place it against this side like this, and I have to work with it so we have a nice straight line like this. And I keep it in place for a little moment. I have to look that I did glue it next to each other like this. So now I let this dry also a couple of minutes until it is setting on. Then I'm going to take another panel, the bigger one, and I'm going to glue it again also on this side the same way, and then let it dry also. Then I take my piece of the 8 blocks, so the 8 blocks on top of each other, and I will place them in here, and I show that to you in a moment. But first let this dry, the one with the 5 pieces and the one with the 9 pieces, just in just an angle, and let it dry. And I'm going to do also on this side, I'm going to do also some wood glue over here and place it on this side against the other side, the same way like we did with the other. And again we let it dry for a couple of minutes again. So I let this set in for a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to take the piece with 8 on top of each other. That will be the middle piece, and we are going to look at the side panel. The side panel is one of 5, and in the first one and the second one, in between these two, I'm going to place the side of this one. So I'm going to do some glue on here. I have to look if I am doing it okay, because when it's once glued we can't do it another time. We're going to squeeze it in and just place it in the first and the second one like this, and we let it dry also. Now I'm going to take the side panel, and of course I have to do it inside of here and on top of here. So I'm going to do on the side, on both of them, I'm doing some glue, and on this side also, and on this side like this. And I'm going to try to place it inside here. Of course it's a little bit of work, but at the end it will come okay like this. So we get a nice box. Of course we have to work a little bit with it, and don't worry, everything will be okay. And we let it dry for a couple of hours. You see, I let it dry. I did now some wood glue on this side, on the tops, and we are going to place the back side over the complete box. So very easy, just try to get him as even as you can. Just let him fall off like this, and just even this. Let it dry at least also for an hour, 1.5 hours. In the meantime, while our box is dry, we are going to make a front, which we will have calendar on top of here. That will be 3 blocks, just the tops, and just glue them together like this. And we are going to do a third one, and I see already, I hope that I don't see it right, that these sizes already are changed. When you look at it, you see that's always the sad thing, that sometimes the sizes are not matching in one package together. So I have 3 of them, and this will be the front. So we are going to paint this one later in the black color. So this another part we already have finished. And what we need right now, we need some blocks which are this one are for the numbers, and we have the some for the months of January, February, March, April. So we are going to make 2 blocks to each other like this, and we are going to make 6 of them, because on each side we can do 1 month. So this is already one, so we make 6 of this one. You see the front panel and the 6 for our month. And of course the 6 pieces of our month will be on top of our box. So we need a little cover over for our box. So like this, we just very simple going to make it, and these pieces are totally fitting inside of here on the top. So it's very easy, just glue 2 together and one pieces on the side, and then you have the coverage for on top of your box, and then your month can easily fall inside of here like this. So then we have all the pieces, except we don't have the legs where you can stand on, but that we do as the last finishing touch. In a moment we are going to paint it. I'm going to do my cubes in some chalk paint white. But of course, if you like them maybe in the black color with some white letters, is also fine. But I love a little bit of the white, and I don't do it completely in the white, just a little piece, and just leave over some a little of the wood color. Just very easy, just go over it a couple of times and you still see the wood through it like this. And of course, don't forget the sides. So our cubes are already dried up, and I am really loving the distressed white. What we're going to do, because also for this one we are going to make the print with the numbers on top of here, and later on you can find them also in the free printables. So, and of course I will do a print on top of here with probably it's something from calendar box or something else. This will be in front of here, and this is already the opening like this, and here will be the month of the year. These 6 of them, they exactly can fit inside of here. I have to work with it because of course always with my when my camera is running, they don't fit. Of course I have to get them inside. This is already 2, and of course I want to do it too fast like this. And if you imagine, this is in front and then our 2 cubes inside. So, but first what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint, I'll do everything in the furniture wax. And these are the prints I made for our calendar box. Of course, I'm going to cut all of them out. I did a couple extra. So maybe if I did cut wrong, so I always have some extra. You see, I have the numbers, the month, and of course the print for the front. So like I said, you can find it in our free printables under the little stitch of farmhouse. There you find this print, so go check it out. And of course, if you want to use it, just use it for your DIY. You see already I did cut out everything and I lay them on our blocks. This is the two now the 2 pieces blocks, and of course our calendar, farmhouse calendar. This was one with the 3 blocks, and I did the print on top of it, and I think you already know how to Mod Podge it on top of your piece of tablet towel block. What I'm going to do, let it dry, and now I'm going to go with a little pencil with some furniture wax. I'm going to color it in the brown rustic color, because if I do it earlier then my print wouldn't stick on it, because wax is always a little bit yeah, how do you call it, sticky, and then your print doesn't stay in place on here. So that's why I'm going to do it, and I need a very small little pencil brush like this. So I will finish this up, and in a moment you see endly the reveal of our farmhouse calendar. I almost forgot to show you, of course, we are going to do our little block on top of here, and it says farmhouse calendar, and I'm just going to give it a dot of glue on this side and a dot of glue on this side. That's more than enough, and I'm going to place it exactly in the middle like this, and keep it in place for a couple of seconds until it is dried up, of course. And now I can really see the quick impression I made, right? On my table, you see our blocks, you see some black paint, some furniture wax, my glue gun, of course, a brush and some glue sticks. So these are a little bit the main pieces we probably will need, because I always love to show you a base so you can decorate and do anything with it you like, because I don't have to fill it in for you, because you have your own decor and your own unique ideas. So I'm just give you always most of the time the base. So what we're going to do right now, we are going to start with the base of our crate. We are going to make first a row of 8 blocks like this, and we are going to glue them together, just the sides like this. So it's very simple and easy, just a row of 8, because that's the measurement of my blocks. I don't know exactly if you have the same measurements. I will show you right now. I hope you can see it on here. Mine is 7 centimeters by 2.3 and then the blocks are 1 centimeter thick, so they are mine are 7 centimeters long. So I don't know if you have the same blocks like me. Of course, you probably have different sizes like yards and that kind of thing, but you can easily translate it in Google and see what 7 centimeters is. Of course, but maybe you also already know what 7 centimeters is. So I don't know, but at least mine are 7. So this is already number 6, like this. This is 1. And again, remove the glue again. And number 7, like this. And number 8, the last one. It will be the start of the back side of the base of the crate, like this. You see, this is already 8 blocks in a row, and this will be the first base under. Now we're going to make from 4 blocks like this. We are going to make a square, so we do some on top, and we are going to place this one against each other like this, squeeze it and press it down like this. And now we're going to do not this way, but we're going to do it this way. So we do 1 on top again, like here, and we're going to place it against here and try to get it as straight as you can, because then this block is fitting better. But of course, you're always depending on a little bit how your block sizes are, because sometimes they really change. Some over here and a little bit on the tops over here. And you see already I need a glue stick. Always when I'm busy, I need some glue like this. Then we just squeeze it and press it in. And I show you now that we have a nice simple square like this. It's very easy to make, and we are going to make only 4 of them. So it is very easy to do. And of course, lay it in between like this, squeeze it, press it down, and we're going to take the other one like this. And again, you have to take a little bit your time for it, because your squares will be a lot nicer if you take a little bit of your time, because you don't want to have squares which are not great to see, because it's the back side and you will see it. And like this, and squeeze it and press it down like this. And this is number 2 already, so we only need 2 to go. And like I always say, if you're bored and you don't want to see how I make those stupid maybe in your head stupid little squares, just go over and just skip forward. I understand, but of course I hope you stay. And this is already, and if you have also DIYs you made from tumbling tower blocks, I hope you take a little bit of your time and just mail them to us, so Diane and I also can see what you make. We are always loving to see what you make. So of course Lourdes already showed us how her fireplace. She made a beautiful fireplace from tumbling tower blocks, and she already sent us a mail and just show it to us. So it was so fun to see that she made the fireplace. And now we're going to do the last one on top like this. And now we only need the last block, and this will be this one, and on this side like this, and this will be number 4. So we already have a piece of the back side, the middle piece of the back side of our crate. And you see already, I see some glue, and remove it immediately because later on when we work with it, it won't be a nice side. So this will be the underside, this will be the tops like this. And of course I have to change it up because I want to have it in a different angle like this. And this one will be over here, and this one will be over here. So now we need the top. But first I'm going to glue this together. I have to look if the blocks are not totally out of line like this. Now I'm going to do some glue like this. And of course I use this glue, but you can also use some wood glue. I am still looking for wood glue which is drying very fast, so I can easily work with it, because on camera you don't have time to let you wait. I already let you wait so long because my DIYs are always a little bit longer than probably with someone else, but bear with me. So like this, and I'm going to glue this one and this one against each other. Of course, place it in between like this. And I'm going to do, of course, the underside of this one. And squeeze it and press it together like this. And you see already, now we already have the first base of the back side of our planter, greenery box, just how you call it. And you see, I already have lots of glue on the back side over here, but that's normal, and you just work it very easily away like this. So now we're going to do the top, and that will be the top of a little bit what's looking like a house. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, if I am measured out correctly, it will be 3 like this. So I'm placing it apart. I'm going to do, of course, on the top some glue like this, place it against each other, squeeze it, and I'm going to do the third one like this, squeeze it and press it down like this. And of course, make way for your glue. What I'm going to do, I'm going to need 2 of them, and now I'm going to glue them together because we want to have it look like a house like this. And it looks a little bit more like houses we have here in Amsterdam, which are always looking like a little stair like this. And of course you can also do a half piece with it, so I show it to you because I also have a box with half pieces. You see, you can also take a half piece and then you can make it even a little bit more and then do a 2-piece. Then you, of course, your roof is a little bit nice to see. I think I'm going also for this one. So I'm going to do a half piece on top of here like this. And I'm going to glue it, of course, on this side. And I'm doing some glue over here like this. And I'm going to try to get it as even as I can, and like this. This is already a first part, and of course I did it on this side, and I was thinking I probably should have done it in the middle, so you have on each side a bigger one and a smaller in the middle. But I already glued it, so don't make the mistakes I do. That's why you watch me. I make the mistakes for you, and you can do it the right way, so you have a nice piece. Now we're going to do 2 pieces together like this, and we are going to glue this one to each other like this. And we are going to place it again in the middle like this. And then you also would have seen that the middle would be nicer to see, but I will paint mine so that doesn't matter. So you see this already first by piece. And now what we still can do, I have to look if I have a little bit of a better block like this. And now I'm going to probably go for this one. I can even make it a little bit longer, but I'm going to do it now this way because I have this one over here and I'm going for this one over here. So I'm going to do some glue on this one. I'm going to place it on one block, and then we can even make our roof a little bit wider, and we are going to place this one like this, and again in the middle, so you get a nice stair on the sideways, so like here. And now we get the one blocker, the one blocker of course the tumbling tile block, the one. We are going to place them also in the middle like this. And now we still need a topper, and this will be this one. And he's only, if you look right, he's a little bit out of line, so I'm going to look for a different one because I really like that he is a little bit more the same. I hope this one, this is not totally straight also. I probably had my glasses on. Like this one is better. And of course I'm an old lady, that's why I use glasses. Yes, and this one is fitting also like this. And now we have our own little roof for our planter, and I am really loving it, especially because he's totally like a stair like this, and it looks a lot, like I said, like houses we have here in Amsterdam. So if you all sometimes here in the Netherlands and you have the time, go visit Amsterdam because it's a beautiful, beautiful city. What we're going to do, I'm going to take my glue away so I won't have like this. I'm going to place it over here, and I'm going to glue my top of my thing over here. So it's already a big one. I see already. So like this. Now I'm going to glue the top of our frame like this. And of course it takes a little of your time, and now we're going to glue it exactly in the middle like this, and I'm going to keep it in place for a little second until everything is dried up, and I can squeeze it off my placemat like this. And this is already how it's looking like. I am looking for how I can see it in totally over here. Maybe this side, yeah, this better. But now you see it sideways. At least this way. This is already the back side of a planter. Now we're going to make the planter for in front. For the bottom of the crate we will use in front, we make 2 pieces of 3 like this. This is 1 and a number 2. And we already have one of our blocks. Now we're going to do a second one, and like this. And the last block, and like this. And again, like this. And of course it always takes a little of your time to work it away. Now we're going to glue the parts together like this, and squeeze it and press it down like this. And this is already a first part of our bottom. But we're going to take 2 blocks and we are going to glue them on the sides like this. And I'm going to try to center it in the middle, like here. And I'm going to do this side the same. And again, place it in between like this. And you see already, if you look right, the measurement, you see already this one's a little bit shorter, but this is the bottom, what we're going to use. We are going to make again 2 of 3 for the front, and like this. But you can use that, make them any way you like, because like I say, I'm going to do it this way, but I always say do whatever you think is right. Maybe you have another idea, just also let me know. I love to learn from everyone, because I'm just an amateur like everyone else, and I'm just going to try to make something from blocks. And every time I learn and learn more and more. And the last one, like this. And we are going to place it against each other like this. And also these two we are going to glue together like this. And squeeze it and press it down. So this will be already on top of here later on. And what we're going to do right now, we are going to take 2 blocks. Of course, I'm laying it down because or else you won't see it, on the side. And we're going to do it this way, like this. And now what we're going to do, we do some glue on this side, but we are going to place this block on the top like this. So maybe I can better lay it down and squeeze it like this, and then you get this. You see, you just place it on the side and not on the end. We take another block and we are going to do on the other side exactly the same, and we are going to place it again on top of here and angle it out so we have it on the right spot. And of course we have to get it like this, and now you get a nice, see, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to place it, this one and this one against each other like this. So I'm going to make another one like this, again 2 to each other like this. This is already 1, and remove the glue, and we're going to do on top some glue, and we are going to place it against here. And of course I have to get it right that I don't have it on the wrong angle. I'm sorry, I'm just was looking. So that's why I was totally going up in my work. So, and the last one, exactly, glue it against each other like this and squeeze it and press it down. So we have 2 pieces. What we're going to do is going to glue this one against this one and this one against this one. So we do some glue over here like this, and we are going to place it together like this, and we're going to do the other one the same like this, and also place it against each other like this. And try to get the angle at least straight, and if the top isn't totally straight, it doesn't mind. When you paint it or wax it, you won't see it too much. And now we're going to glue this on top of here, so we get a nice box. And you already understand, on this part there is our house coming to. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get some glue, and I'm going to glue, of course, our like this. And probably I should have used my wood glue, because this is drying always very fast like this. And I'm going to place it on top of here and squeeze it and press it down like this, and immediately remove the glue like this. So we have a straight line like this, And what we're going to do right now, we're going to take the house, and of course I'm going to show it to you a little bit this way, and I'm going to glue it against each other. For this part to glue, I'm going to use my wood glue. So I'm going to do some wood glue over here and let it dry in. At least my wood glue needs to dry in for half an hour. So I'm going to do this with the glue, and I'm going to leave it alone for, like I said, a half hour, and then I'm going to glue it together. But that's very easy to do. So our crate, of course, is glued on top of our backside, our little house. At least I call it a little house. What I'm going to do, I'm missing something on the side, so I'm going to glue like a little bit of a block over here, like this. So I'm going to glue this because I think the finishing touch is a little bit nicer to see, but of course you don't have to do it. I like it. And then I'm going to paint it. Of course I should have painted the backside because I want the backside in the black and I want the rest in some furniture wax, but of course I should have painted it earlier before I glue the backside on here. So again, a learning point. Don't do it the way I do it. Just do it the way you have to supposed to, and just first paint it, then glue it together. So, but of course it doesn't mind. I'm going to get there. So I'm going to do some glue on here like this, and of course on this side like this, and we're just going to lay it on top of here and squeeze it down like this. And we're going to do the other side. It's so easy to do, like this, and you just get a nice finishing touch on your work. I always like that a little bit better, like this. And again, squeeze it and press it down like this. I have to get removed because I feel something is bothering me there. So you see, and now he's already having nicer finishing touch. I'm going to start to paint with the black color, and that will be the back side. So I'm going to take my black schoolboard paint because I use the black schoolboard. It's a little bit of a matte finish. I like that a little bit better. So I'm starting on the top, and of course I work my way down, and I have to be careful that I don't do it on top of the front of our planter because I don't like it. So my attention is to do this one in the furniture wax. So I'm going to go over to until here like this, and I have to work my way upstairs like this. I'm going to do this piece and this piece, and everything is black, and the rest and the back side, and of course, but the rest will be in the furniture wax. So I will finish this off. I won't bore you with that because don't worry, maybe a couple of you were already scared if I would show it to you all the time. But I won't. So I am going to do this, and then we're going to do the next step. You see, I painted the parts which are needed to be in the black. I did in the black color, and now I'm going to take my antique furniture wax and I'm going to do the rest, which is of course the front side, and I'm just go over it. That gives a little bit of the rustic, I think I'll rustic warm look, but of course maybe it's also really beautiful in the white color or any color you like. So I'm going to do this in the furniture wax, and then we're going to do the next step because I'm going to do a couple of things. I place you a little bit closer. I know it is close. I have here 3 little wasp pins. This is just for hobby. But of course you also can use the real one because they are a little bit bigger. But what I'm going to do them also in some furniture wax because later on we will use them on our planter box. So just do also this wasp pins in some furniture wax like this. It gives also a rustic feeling. You see, he is painted and in the furniture wax, and I'm going to take a piece of kitchen towel, and I always go over my waxed pieces and I wipe off what is too much of wax on top of here because I don't like it. I like a smooth space. So I'm going to go over it and check out if all the wax is dried up. I let it dry for at least a little half hour. So I was thinking later, of course, we have our wash pins to do 3 of our wash pins, 1 over here, 1 in the middle and one over here, or only one here and one here, and just do a piece of rope on here. You can make a little banner, but I was finding this little cute wreath and I am really loving it, just to place this one on top of here. So I think I'm going for the wreath instead of the wasp bin. So but you can choose anything you like, and then we're going to do some greenery inside, but you see that at the end review. This DIY, we need one package of some tumbling tile blocks. I think I am, if I counted right, you only need one package. Of course, I know from the Dollar Tree they are 72, but here in the Netherlands they are 54, so they are a little bit less, but even then you can make it with one package. We need a wooden slice, but of course you also can use a piece of cardboard in the round color. The round shape, not in the color. And of course a couple of the little rounds. Also these are wooden slices, but you can use of course something else, at least when it is round. So this is the main things we need for this DIY. The blocks are on the table, and of course my glue gun is also ready. I did already my little mat, but I did what I need. Of course we need 4 for the bottom, 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, 2 and 1. In totally with stand, our Christmas tree needs 47 blocks. And of course we are going to make a Christmas tree countdown, Christmas countdown calendar. So, but on a Christmas tree. So what I'm going to do first, because on my last DIY, that is on my Christmas channel, all about Christmas. So if you like that channel, also go over and for lots and lots more the Christmas DIYs. I did my Christmas, I made some Christmas train, the Orient Express, and of course I did everything together, and it was a really long long DIY, so I won't bother you with that. So I'm going to lay everything down, and then I will glue it, and then you don't have to wait for me. I do first is one piece of 4, that will be the stem, at least the underside of our tree. Then we're going to do 11 blocks. I have here 3, 6, 8, 10, 11. So you need see this one. This one will be 1 row. The next row will be 9. Again, this will be 5, 7, 9. Again, this is row number 2. Then we get number 3, and it will be 5. Then we go to 3, and we go to, of course I will lay it down over here, because or else you can't see it anymore. This will be the last 2, so this will be the top, and this I'm going to make 1 row of 4, 1 row of 11, 1 row of 9, 1 row of 7. Of course, you see already I made one mistake, because this one is the 7. I totally did forget the 7. Now I still need the 5. I still need the the 3, the 2 and the 1. So this will be on top of here. So we all need 7 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is number 8. That will be the underside of our tree. So I will glue all these pieces together, and then I show you what I mean. you see already our Christmas tree almost glued together. I just did all the pieces, the 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. And of course the stamp with 4. So I'm going to glue all rows together, and then we're going to make the middle piece, the little round for our Christmas countdown. See, the tree is stuck together, and I'm really happy how the tree is looking like. And in a moment we are going to make a stand so he can stand on his own, and the stand is really easy. We are just going to glue 2 blocks together. This is one, and on top of that we are going to do another one, this one, and we are going to lay it on top of each other, and this one will be again another one this way, so we get a nice and steady back side. And so you need only 4 blocks. This is how I made it, 2 together and 2 on the back side. And then we can glue this in the middle of our Christmas tree so he can stand on his own. And we are not going to glue it totally under here. We're doing it a little bit above. I hope I can show it to you. So you see, not totally on the underside, but a little bit above. That means that he is going a little bit backwards, or else he always falls over. And most of the time when tumbling tower blocks are falling over, it also crashes. So we don't want to do that. So I'm going to glue this later on because I still need to work with my tree. See already, I did take out my paint, and I did chose for the white chalk paint. And of course, for this little round we need our school board paint, because we need to write on top of here with a little pencil or crayon. I think you call it crayon, but this will be a couple of times in the school board paint, but I'm going to do this one in the white chalk paint. And I do both sides because I always like that the back sides are also neat. When you look at the back side, it also has a nice look. What I'm going to do, I'm going only little pieces of white, not totally thick in the white color. So it is a little bit of a distressing look, but of course I will do this whole tree, and of course this little stamp for the back side. And then I'm going to do the round with the school board paint. The tree is drying right now. Now I'm going to use a very cheap brand of school board paint, and I'm just going to give it a couple of layers because we want to have it a little bit thicker, because I want that you can write on it and also can with some water wash it away and then again use it again, because you don't want to use it anytime, because you need all the days you can count on top of here. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a thicker layer, so I will let it dry and then we are going to do the next step. I did find a container with a little bit of green paint in it. It's almost it's ready for the trash, but I am going to try, because of course a tree is also green. So I'm going to see already what a big mess it is really. But I'm going to try. You see, I still get some green paint on it. I'm going to dab it off. And again, I hope you can see it over here. Yes, I have to place you a little bit sideways this way. Now you can see a little bit more. I'm going to dab it off, and I'm going to go over the sides of our tree, because a tree, of course, has a green color. So I'm going to try to let the distressing with the green, you see, not a lot, but little pieces. And I'm going to do the whole tree, but like I said, not too much, but it gives also a little bit of a greeny and a more Christmassy feeling. So if you have also laying around a little bit of the green, just go ahead and try the way I do. Maybe you like it also. So I'm finish this off, and then we are going to do really the next step. The tree is already distressed with the green. I hope that I can show it to you a little bit closer. And of course, I didn't forget the stand and our black little round. We are going to glue on top of here, and then we are going to write here days until Christmas. And I'm going to do this with my wooden letters. And you see here I have those wooden letters. And of course, I will find the words I need, days until Christmas, and then we're going to glue them on top of here. My letters are sorted out, and first what I'm going to do, I'm going to place, of course, my round, and I'm going to glue it on top of here. And I'm going to find the place I need it. And I think I'm going to do it over here, but you can do it any way you like. And I'm just going to do this way, and now I'm going to do days until Christmas. The letters are on top of here, and of course I know you see it backwards, but it says days until Christmas. Later in the review you will see it the right way. This is just my telephone when I am filming it. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take my little wooden round, and of course also this one you can make from a piece of cardboard, this one also from a piece of cardboard. If you just do enough of your schoolboard paint on top of it, then you can even use a thicker piece of cardboard. I'm going to make a couple of them in the red color. I have already a permanent marker. I'm going to do a couple of them in the red and a couple of them in a little bit of the furniture wax. So, and I'm going to do a couple of little dots on our Christmas tree to give it a little idea of a Christmas ball. You see already I figured out where I want to have my little pieces of dots, so at least it looked like, I hope, like a little Christmas ball. I'm going to glue this one on top of here first, and then I'm going to do some wax over it, or else I will everything under the wax and then it doesn't glue anymore. So I will glue this together, and then we're going to do some wax on top of here, and then we only need to glue on our stand. Now I'm going to do the pieces I didn't do with some marker. I'm going to do, like I said, with the furniture wax, but of course you can give it another color. Maybe you like another color better than my wax. So I'm going to finish this off, and then we're going to do, I think maybe I'm going to try to place some greenery inside of here. We'll see if this will succeed or not. All is waxed and painted, so the only thing we need to do, because I just miss a little bit of some greenery over here, so I'm going to take some old pieces of greenery, just cut it off a little bit shorter and do one this way, one this way, because I think it gives a little bit more of a Christmas feeling. Because yeah, of course this looks like Christmas, but I always say without my greenery I am nothing. So I am going to do some little piece over here, and of course, like I said, a little piece over here. So I'm going to do only on the tips of our greenery, and I'm going to place it exactly in the middle and a little bit sideways. And we are going to do the other one also on the tip, on the end, a little bit of glue, and just squeeze it against it, because you want to have it as close as you can together. And you see, I always glue it myself, And I am really loving it. Now you can write here the days. And now the only thing we need to do is glue this on the back side. And of course, what I told you earlier, I'm going to glue it, but a little bit higher. So this will be the finishing touch of our little stand. And I'm going to place it in the middle and a little bit higher than you normally would do. So I'm going to keep it in place for a little second and then I show you. See, I did it a little bit higher than the end, so I hope he is standing. And you see already he is standing. I know, like I said earlier, I know the letters are backwards. Don't worry, later on you see the right way. So now you see the end reveal.